Hands up. Step out of the car. Get on the ground. These are the words that ring through the air when an officer of the law pulls over yet another African American for no reason. May I ask why I'm being stopped? Is a question that has gone unanswered when a law officer pulls over another person of color. It seems as if every day another African American is pulled over, violently pulled from their car, and violently forced onto the ground as they are being beaten, bruised, and other times shot and killed. My name is Jeremiah Lutch, and I want to speak briefly on this heart-wrenching topic of police brutality on people of color. The reason I chose this article is because as a person of color, it describes a solution to the problem of our society that makes me fear for my life every time I walk outside of the door. The thesis of this article caught my attention because it states that the fatal force of officers has become a racially motivated problem. The main points that I'll be focusing on today are based on what makes officers feel the need to abuse the badge. The first point I want to look at today is that police officers abuse the badge because they feel as if people of color are becoming the superior race. People of color are finally finding a way in the United States after being forced into oppression for many years. People of color are finally stepping away from being silent and taking a stand for what is right. It is harder now to oppress people of color because we have gained mental and physical awareness of the power that we hold. Now that we have looked at the oppressive aspect, let's dig a little deeper. The second point discussed in this article is that officers have become unconstitutional and are unconstitutionally backed up by their fellow officers and the system, which needs to change. Because of this, they feel as if there is nothing that can stop them from doing what they do. Law officers have come to a point where they stick together and have learned to navigate through rough situations that involve police brutality. Law officers have also become accustomed to lying their way through a lawsuit or even being fired and put off the police force. Law officers have found a way to rig the system and move through life being unconstitutional. Now that we have looked at the unconstitutional aspect of police brutality, let's go into the final point. Law officers feel as if they need to keep people of color oppressed and put down so that people of the other race can remain the superior race. Law officers have this mentality that if they keep the people of color down, their race will rise back up and once again be superior. Law officers feel as if they have lost all respect that they once forced people to give them. They have begat a mindset of racially disposing of people of color is the start of good change in the United States, which is false. In conclusion, the main points of this article are that law officers have a mentality that didn't disappear but was suppressed. That law officers have gathered a sense of dignity that helps them cope with their unconstitutional behavior. And that law officers who perform such unconstitutional acts should be punished as if they were a regular American citizen and not a person with a badge.